Now, this is very interesting. This is very interesting because big thing on self-improvement, most guys, you know, what we think is different to what, like, women like. What we like is different to what women like. You understand? So, honestly, if I'm going to be straightforward with shit like this, the more humongous, like, steroid-looking guy that you are, you're not going to get, like, you're not going to get those points of approval that you think a woman will like you for because you're big. It depends your physique, right? If you are like Ronnie Coleman, there isn't, like, even a guy like me, I do not want to look like Ronnie Coleman. You know, it's something special within him that he likes, but I would never want to look like that. Nor would I want to be steroided out looking like somebody like him, or just, you know, it's nice physique, you know, it's cool for us guys. But if a girl, like a little girl, 5'2" girl looking at this guy, it's like, she's like almost like, ew, what the fuck? He's veined out, he's humongous, he looks like, no, bro. Of course you're not gonna like, I don't even like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be abnormal, right? What women really like that a lot of guys don't really understand is it's the aesthetic physique, but not to the point where, like, you are like dick skin shredded at 5% body fat. Nor are you like obese and just like super buff. Like most girls, like, you have to understand the sphere of a girl, right? And if you're shredded, it just depends if you're strong and you take care of yourself. That's all they care about. They don't give a fuck about, oh, your shoulder to waist ratio or your shoulder to bicep or whatever the fucking, you know how we think, right? I'm in the gym community, so I hear all these guys like, yo, you need the most aesthetic physique of this, that, and the third. To women, that doesn't mean nothing. To us, okay, that makes sense. Like, yo, I want my, to have the lean shredded abs with the chest and all this, that, and the third. Women, I'm gonna tell you this right now, women do not give a fuck about that. What they see from their sphere is, more times than not, you are actually like in a shirt. Like, you'll be in a shirt in real life, so they can just tell if, like, you kind of work out. Like, if you got your chest poked out, you know, your shoulders back, your chest is out, maybe your shoulders are pretty wide, you have big arms that fill up your shirts and shit, like, they're gonna just be like, this guy's buff. Or they're gonna be like, whoa, this guy's buff. Like, real shit. Like, that's all they care about. Like, I would be dick skin shredded, this bitch will still call me buff. Like, think about that. I'm shredded, bitch. I'm not buff. I'm not buff. I'm shredded. You know what I'm saying? We think different. Other women, or they'll think like he's in shape. That's all it is. That's all their mind goes to. Unless the girl's in the gym community and she cares about your shoulder to waist ratio and the size of your, traps and shit. Like, those are the only women that care about that. A real actual woman that you go and meet who's just like walking in the street, she's just gonna think you're in shape, you're buff, like you're in the good shape, and it will turn her on. The girls don't want the guys who are actually like Ronnie Coleman. No way in hell. I don't even want to look like that. To keep it real, unless she's into that, like, sort of sphere of like, maybe bodybuilding, and she does that. Yeah, of course, like, maybe she likes that. But even then, most of them just like, what they actually like is like a slim physique, or like a bulk physique. That's it, like a physique that has good muscle definition and like a good frame, but nothing like where you're exotically fucking shredded or you're fucking exotically humongous. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of girls say the dad bod. Right, the dad bod is like, it's a cope. Honestly, I'm like, from my experience, it's a cope, because when I go into the street, right, like, I keep myself to like a lower body fat. I think I'm at like 15 around there right now. So it's like I got my abs a little bit, like they're somewhat showing. If I go to 12%, it's still like that 12% physique for me is like a nice physique. That, like, this is how I know it's really a cope, right? Because I live by the beach, right? So let's put that in perspective. I live by the beach, right? And in the summertime, I'm shirtless anyways. It's hot as hell outside, bro. I'm shirtless, right? I get a lot of fucking looks, and my physique isn't like the most like craziest. I have like a good amount of like somewhat muscle definition, but that's all they kind of like. That's all they really care about. Like, oh, this guy's in shape. Because if you actually look at it, right? You're in the beach with all of these dudes, thousands of guys at the beach, right? Or whatever the fuck, right? All I see is skinny fat, disgusting or scrawny, this, that. They don't really see a guy that's in good shape, right? 12% body fat is what I'm talking about. For me, it's good shape. So I'm going in and I have somewhat muscle and I look good and I'm confident and everything. I get actually a lot of fucking looks when I'm at the beach. It's not even a question. Of course, you're going to get a lot more looks. So it's like, you're in the beach and there's like, okay, she sees this fat fucking disgusting guy, and then the super scrawny, like skinny anorexic type guy, and then they see the skinny fat, thousands of them everywhere. And then like they see maybe a group of dudes who are like somewhat swole or somewhat like muscle definition, some good like definition on them. Of course they're gonna be naturally like, oh shit, like that's how, like, you know what I'm saying? Not if they see fucking Ronnie Coleman on the beach, it's gonna be like everyone's attention is gonna be on him, of course, because he's humongous. But like actually, like internally, like, yo, dude, they want to fuck on you? Probably not on Ronnie Coleman. On the guy who's like, you know, 12%, nice muscles, you know, big shoulders, whatever the fuck. Yeah, that's the guys that they're gonna fuck on. Like they like that shit. For the dad bod, yeah, they like the dad bod too, of like not the dad bod of a skinny fat guy that you see. It's like more of like, if I bulk up to like 10 more pounds right now, that is like another body type that they kind of like the bigger kind of like bear type of guy that just takes care of them. Like more of the normal, like, you know, this guy's in shape, he got some abs, he looks nice. And then there's like the guy who's like the big kind of like, because when you have your abs and shit like that, you're not gonna be as like big as the guy who's a little bit bulked up. That is what women kind of actually like, and like, and from my experience, like crave. Like they like that shit, and they're not gonna like, they're not appeased to the guy who's fucking 5% body fat. They don't, you know, for us guys, it's our sphere. Like, yo, my abs are chiseled, my shit's are busting right now. My, you see the cuts in my body, you see the veins, and you see all of this. Like, it's not as attractive as we think it is to them. Like, it's just not. And the same thing goes for like the super bulked guy who's fucking, you know the power lifter who's like, how much you bench, bro? And he's like, nothing but fat. Like, he's like, yeah, I bench 405. I'm like, okay, I bench 225. I'm gonna go, fuck, you're fat. You're like fucking 350 right now. Like, you understand? They're not gonna like that guy. They're gonna like the guy who's like, let's say 2 to 3 years of training, you know, of like 5-6 times out of a week, and he takes care of his health, and he, you know, 12% body fat, he looks good, or like, you know, a little bit over 15% body fat, and he's like bulked up, where they're like, that guy's buff. I swear, I had bitches where I'm saying I'm shredded, like I'm shredded to the bone type shit. Like, let's say I get to like 10% or under, where I feel really skinny and shit. They're like, hey, he's buff. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I'm buff? Like, what do you, I'm in shape, okay, I look nice, I want to hear shredded. I'm not buff, you dumb. If I get to over 15% body fat, around 17, 18, 20, like 20%, then like with a shirt on, you'd be like, they just see that, they'll be like, yeah, he's buff. Okay, I'm buff then. But I'm fucking thick skin shredded, basically. Yeah, he's buff. Huh? Like, it's a weird connect from the men's sphere, what we look at and what we like compared to what a woman likes. It's completely different, bro. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's a lot of bullshit though. It's a lot of bullshit that they say they don't like guys who has muscle in this, that, and the third. They just don't like. They don't like the guys who are overly strong and shit like that, but like they like muscle. It's not a question, because like I said, when I'm in the fucking gym, all eyes are on me. Like, I'm gonna keep it a beam. They're not looking at the guy who's like, you know, like the really fat guy. Like, they're not just looking at them. It's just never something. They look at something that is like attention, like that grabs their attention, right? Maybe a bigger guy who's bulked up like looks nice, or a guy who's like around 12% is pretty shredded with his shirt off, looks nice. They like that shit. Don't let them fool you of like, oh, I like the super fucking dad bod and shit. That's cap, big cap, bro. I swear, because when you're at the beach, you see millions of thousands of the guys like that. If you're at the beach and you actually take care of yourself, look how much more fucking looks you get because you're in shape. Like, it literally, like, it's bullshit. So don't let them like discourage you of like, oh, you're I don't like guys like this, that, and the third. I feel like it's just a complete shit test of like trying to like honestly just try to poke a bear, but it's like, pay no mind to it. Because like I said, like I walk on the boardwalk, and I'll have like a hoodie on. I don't even like showing my, it's weird, I don't like showing my body unless it's hot as fuck out. Like, I don't care, like, yo, I'm hot as hell, I'm gonna walk in the store because it's hot as hell with my shirt on. I'm saying, so like even on the boardwalk, if it's somewhat cool, I'm in the tank top, they're still geeking. It's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like, this is what their perception of like buff is that they like. They don't like, bruh, all that fucking Ronnie Coleman shit. They don't, that like, I wouldn't either. Or like the super 5% dick skin shredded, like, unless they're in the sphere of like gym, in that association, that community of like, yeah, I like a guy who's super big. He got all this, his shoulder to waist ratio, and his neck is wide, and his chest is huge, and his lats can fly away. They care about that. But the regular girl will literally look at you and just be like, yeah, he's buff. I like buff. Like, that's so fucking funny. You'll be thick skin shredded, and she'll be like, yeah, he's buff. Like, it's so funny, guys. Not like it's a bad thing, but like, women who like the title of this video is like women that don't like guys who hit the gym or whatever fuck, or don't like muscle. Like, that's cap. Like, it just depends how you look. If you actually just look good and feel good, they're gonna just come to you naturally regardless. So leave my last video right here for you guys, bro. So stay yourself, stay 300, whatever you do in life. Trust me, I believe you, bro.